looking at event and experience, a simple approach to mindfulness. And this is a simple approach because that's what mindfulness is being simple. We're not, when we're not mindful of something, it's because we're thinking of other things. When I was on the home stretch of the book, I got to the point where I was uploading the cover, and I designed the whole thing, and they give you dimensions and everything for how to upload it and all of that. And so you get a template where you put it on it, and everything's supposed to work right. Well, I couldn't get it to upload. Prior to that, I had been outside for just a little bit, taking a breather, and noticed the beautiful fall day that we were having. It was just absolutely gorgeous. But when I hit this glitch and tried, I don't know how many times to get the thing uploaded, and it wouldn't go, I went back outside and I didn't see the same scene. I was thinking about this problem that I was having, and of course it's a small problem. Well, AI did come to my rescue. I uploaded the image and I said, would you fix this where it's a PDF this size? Shoots it right back, 2 seconds. I put it on Amazon, it goes right up. So machines know how to talk to each other, and that's basically what you're dealing with. Numbers, mathematics, all this. I don't have any idea how that runs, but it knows what one machine knows what the other is looking for. So it's it's like if you want to know what a woman wants, ask another woman. That's the very best thing, and same with machines. That's probably a bad analogy, but because most of you are women, so anyway, let's put that aside. And I want to also just say hi again to our YouTube audience. We've got we're hovering in the 30,000 range still, so we're doing well. That's over a 28-day period. So it's maintaining pretty well. We've got 710 subscribers, I think, which we're getting closer to that 1,000 mark. But just want to say thank you to all of you guys out there that are watching us, that are even the shorts. That's fine. I'm going to keep putting them up. So imagine we're having one of our beautiful fall days, and I just told you this. Step out your front door. You're greeted by the warmth of sunshine, a cool breeze, and the beauty of fall colors. You take a moment to take in the sensations of the day. Now imagine you just received some unsettling news. I didn't receive unsettling news. I was just having a little problem. You step out the same door into the same fall day, but you don't notice the sun, the breeze, or the colors. You're absorbed in the news. So when we talk about experience, we would normally be associating that with stepping outside, with the process of going, doing something, having an experience. But in both scenarios, there are two things going on: an event and an experience. The event is you stepping out your front door. The experience is what is happening within you. The first time you're carefree, you have a pleasant experience. The second time you're preoccupied with your unsettling news. Your experience is completely different. So does that make sense? You're driving your car, that's an event. But you're driving your car doing something else. You're thinking about something. You're having some kind of an experience. Hopefully you're paying attention to what you're doing while you're driving the car, but I notice there are some people out there that don't seem to do that. They're on the road following, between the lines for the most part, but so that causes people like me to have another experience. You're thinking about not the event of driving necessarily, but you can go through all kinds of thoughts, while you're on the road or while you're outside, while you're doing whatever. But I've always thought that was an important thing. I talked about this about 2 years ago, and I was going through my talks, and I thought, well, that'd be a good one to talk about again, because it's so simple. And it's easy to remember, like through the week, as you're going through your week. If something is upsetting, if you feel like you're upset over something, are you into the event or are you more into the experience? And the experience is what you're going through mentally and emotionally. And that's the important one, really. It's really nice when they connect, when you connect both of them, when you are present. When whatever it is you're doing, you're actually there. You're actually involved in being there. It's just like being here right now. You know, we could easily be in this room thinking of something else, thinking of other things that we need to do or something we're trying to resolve in our life or whatever. We could be someplace else and not really fully be here. So it's something that we just watch all the time, and it's not like it's an assignment that should be hard to do. It's just being mindful, just remembering. I'm here, I'm taking this step, I'm taking this breath, I'm driving my car, I'm stepping on the porch. You know, I'm here. And what does that solve? What does it fix? And it's, you know, you're in an event. We're always in an event, but we're always also having an experience. And chances are good that the event is probably doing okay. It's the experience that we need to think about, need to reel in a little bit. But the simple illustration shows us that while events can influence our experience can also color the event. We cannot always choose what happens, but we can become aware of the inner lens through which we interpret it. This is the essence of mindfulness. Just separating that, am I letting this event generate my experience? Or am I using my experience to be involved in the event? Am I here now, in other words? So it'd be interesting to see, I don't know if I want to see it, but if you could see a percentage of your day of how much you're in the now, how much you're here, how much you're present. It'd be kind of interesting to see that. It's like wearing that, what's that Fitbit thing, you know how many steps you take. How many have you taken today?
Not enough.
See, that's
1,937.
Is that good or bad?
Not great. No.
Okay, so that gives you something to worry about. It's
Or spiders.
something to work toward. But if we had a Fitbit for how often we're present and how often we're not, you know, that might be helpful to be able to see that and then work it down where we're more present than not. But we do usually know, it's just that it's such a habit to let the mind jump off someplace, you know, go off someplace that we don't really think about it that much. So the object is to start thinking about it, to start being more mindful of the people that you're talking to, the place you're involved in, you know, whatever it is you're doing, to be there. Just be present. And stress does not come from being present. That's what's kind of interesting. You know, you get stressed out when you're imagining something, when you're thinking about something that could happen or something that needs to happen or that's not happening. So that's where a lot of the stress comes from. To bring the mind into the now moment doesn't mean that, you know, we stop living life. It just means we're more present and more relaxed in what we're doing. When we pause long enough to notice what is happening in us rather than to us, we step into a deeper level of awareness. The mind begins to settle. Our attention shifts from reacting to observing, from judgment to acceptance. Even a difficult event can become a teacher, revealing where our peace depends too heavily on circumstances. And I have talked about sailing before. I haven't sailed for years, but we all know that life brings both calm and storm, yet the power to choose how we meet each moment is never taken from us. By remembering the distinction between event and experience, we create space for a more conscious response. We may still prefer sunshine to rain, but we no longer feel captive to the weather. I have shared with you before that when we were learning to sail, or when I was learning to sail, I should say, because I was the one always doing it, that a stiff wind would scare me when I was learning. And you could always see it coming. If you're on a still lake, the water ripples. You can see that ripple moving right towards you, and that's a breath of wind, and that used to make me rather nervous. But then I got where I could handle that just fine and handle it pretty well, and you look forward to that. So in one state of mind, you're projecting something bad could happen, and you stiffen up. And then when you get where you can handle that, your full attention comes to the now moment. And I found that the harder the wind would blow, the more in the now you had to be and wanted to be, because that's where you deal with things. That's where life is happening in that moment. And you need to make some decisions and, be there, be present to handle the sails and handle, whatever you need to do. But that's, it's invigorating. It's not a scary thing, it's invigorating. And if we could approach whatever challenge we're in, instead of recoiling in fear, against it, we would say, I'm going to be here now. I'm going to really trust the wisdom of God to work through me at this moment and to show me what to do, show me what to think, how to feel, how to be here, how to bring all of my skills into play in this moment instead of worrying, because worry is an absolute waste of energy. We know that. It's just such an easy thing to do. But that was to me a good lesson in the sailing thing, is just to watch my evolution and how I dealt with that. Because you can transfer that into life. We always have a negative reaction to something, to the wind that's coming. We think it's going to do something bad to us because we don't know how to handle it. Well, the way we learn to handle things in life is mindfulness. It's be here now. Get ready to sheet in, pull in the sail. Get ready to let out the jib or reel it in or whatever you need to do. Get ready to respond, not out of fear, but out of, this is going to be fun. We had an 18-foot Hobie cat, which is a catamaran. It's got two hulls. And if you catch the wind right, you could raise your hull, and first that terrified me. The thought, who wants to do that? That looks dangerous. But then you get where that's part of the fun. That's a real enjoyment. But I remember I would watch people do that and just wonder, how in the world can they do that? It's like balancing a bicycle. It's riding a bicycle. It doesn't look like it ought to be easy or it ought to be done, but it is. And you don't know how to ride a bicycle. You can't ride a bicycle unless you're moving, so you got to get on it and ride. But it's the same with sailing. It's the same with anything in life. It's like you see the ripples coming across the lake. Instead of climbing up, and resisting, be mindful, be aware of what is being asked of you at this moment, and then deal with it. Just be here now, make the next decision you need to make, and then go from there. But instead of pile things up. Each moment then becomes an invitation to live awake. When we meet life from this inner steadiness, the event, whatever it may be, ceases to define us. We begin to taste a quiet freedom, the awareness that peace is not found in the changing scene before us, but in the still presence that observes it. That's pretty simple. And, I don't want to go on and on about this with this talk today. I want to end about right here because it is such a simple thing to do. And how much easier it is to go out and just say, be here now, be mindful. Am I here now? And if I'm stressed out, I'm not. Okay? Thank you for watching this week's program. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with others. We want to reach as many people as we can, and we appreciate your help. We have many subjects in our video lineup, so feel free to take a look. If there's a topic you don't see and would like me to address, just put it in the comment section. I'd love to know what's on your mind. Thanks again for your interest in independent unity, and have a wonderful week.